morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the Evil Dungeon Master Universe podcast. I am your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince, and it is Monday morning. Well, when I'm recording this is Monday morning, and we just had a long weekend. I spent the weekend going to the Crockett Cup for the NWA and had a great time with that. Got back until it was over at practically 1 in the morning because there was so much wrestling action. People had to actually wrestle 3-4 times in one night, and I actually do feel kind of bad for those people because while wrestling isn't real, it still is physical. And some of these guys are very physical with one another, especially the women too. And you could see their welts and bruises on their chest and faces after 3 nights, after 3 matches in one night. It was just wow. So there's that. We had a great time, the wife and I. So we're going to be doing more of those things, events as they show up in town or show up here in Texas. This upcoming weekend, we'll be going to GalaxyCon, the wife and I. That's in Oklahoma City. Should be a fun time. Meet some people there, uh, play some games, meet some celebrities, and mostly play games. But meet some celebrities. I think there's going to be like Bruce Campbell, William Shatner, and some wrestling legends will be there as well. So we'll get to meet them. So it should be a fun time in Oklahoma City. If you are going to GalaxyCon, maybe I'll see you there. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But on to today's topic. Today's topic is another Facebook question. I love these Facebook questions. Keep sending them, folks. Facebook.com/The Evil Dungeon Master. Anyway, this one comes in from Gina. She wants to say to me, "Hey, Evil Dungeon Master, I've been an enthusiastic follower of you since the RFI days. Glad to see you are uh, podcasting again and having a daily podcast at that. I appreciate all the wisdom and knowledge you've given me in RFI, and I'm glad to see you are still holding the torch for your WGP. I forgot what that means. Sorry. Wild Games Productions. Yeah, that's what it means. Anyway, she's currently planning an epic boss battle for her campaign, and she's curious to know how to approach making these encounters truly memorable and challenging for the players without resorting to the old giant monster in an empty room trope. And I say that way because she put it in quotes. Additionally, I'd love to hear your take on the use of music and sound effects to enhance the gaming experience. Interesting. Also, have you ever considered inviting DM Will from RFI as a special guest appearance on your show? I bet his stories would be a fantastic addition to your already awesome content. Looking forward to hearing your insights, and may your campaigns always be filled with thrilling adventures. Best, Gina. Well, I can answer the last part first, because it's kind of funny. You're the second person in, like, matter of, what, couple days that asked about Will. I did reach out to Will, DM Will, and he will be sitting down with me sometime this week, and we will speak together and then possibly record something for this just to catch up so people can get, because people haven't heard from DM Will in a long time, and a lot of people love DM Will. He's one of the RFI staples that was a memorable person on the podcast, a good friend of mine, so maybe he decided he wants to do podcasts again. Who knows? But he's going to sit down. We're going to have a nice little show. I'll add it onto here, and y'all can hear from DM Will again to kind of find out what happened to him. So let's hope that goes well. Fingers crossed, you know. You can always ask a question. Ask the DM at theevildm.com is the email address. Theevildm.com is my website where you can get everything you need to know about me, where I am and what I'm doing as far as YouTube, actual plays, and yada, yada, yada. So let's break down this question here. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, when you're doing this, sometimes you kind of leave the whole end giant monster in the empty room as the big end, and that's what it turns into, a giant monster in a room, and you kind of forget about building that room out because you're so focused on the campaign itself, the clues to get here, the clues to get there, the NPCs that they meet along the way, and the riddles you want to put in there, and the dungeons, and then you finally were like, oh yeah, I have the monster here, he's already there, and you kind of put it in the back of your mind and forget about it. I've done it. Every GM has done it. It's just something you have to, if you're going to do the big bad, you have to kind of sit down and try to figure out what type of big bad. If it's a necromancer, is it a lich? Is it a demigod? Is it just a wizard? Is it just some evil fighter or warrior, whatever edition you're playing? Sit down, take a few moments, and figure him out. Figure his motivation out, why he's doing what he's doing, but also try to give him a personality as well. Try to write down some details about him, what he's wearing, what he's doing, how he kind of acts when you meet him. Say, if you were sitting down in a room with him, how would he talk? How would he act? Does he have quirks? Does he have things that. But when it comes to the room itself, and you've already plopped him down in this one room, this is where the players are going to find him in this one room. Decorate that room, put things in there, put minions in there that are going to help him along the way. Put in some type of surprise trap in there. Maybe a good villain, if he's going to be in this room, he's going to have fail safes. So if he's starting to lose, he's going to enact these things. So, for example, if him and his minions are fighting and he notices that he's losing a little bit, maybe he'll call upon this special spell, or maybe he'll pull out this special gem that he has hidden that'll give him a certain edge, at least he thinks, a certain edge over the characters that are in the room against him. Maybe he has the old traditional cartoon from the 80s escape door that he has hidden in the room that he runs through and gets away to live another day. So the players are not done with him for now, but well, they're done for him for now, but he will show up again as a recurring villain. Have the room have some type of decorations based upon, like I said, when you're sitting down talking to him in your mind. And yeah, it sounds funny that you're doing this, but if you do a lot of solo role playing, this should be no problem for you. If you're a writer or a storyteller, this will be no problem for you. It's a little bit outside the box for most people, and it takes a little bit getting used to, but you got to talk to yourself and figure out how he would talk to the players. Get his personality, and then design the room to his personality as if you were him now, or her, depending. Maybe there'll be lots of fire statues, or maybe there'll be golden statues of celebrating the way he is, and maybe there'll be paintings on the wall. Maybe it's a fancy room with very nice music playing. It has to be something that when the players' characters step into the room, it's like, ooh, okay, this guy means business, as opposed to your general. You open the door, there's the monster, roar, swipe, attack, roll initiative. Yeah, I know it's boring. But the giant monster in the room is sometimes the easiest thing to do, and I know it's boring. But like I said, if you have this giant monster, okay, let's take a step back again. You have this giant monster, and he's not someone that talks, not someone that thinks. He's just a giant monster they have to slay. Well, giant monsters do have a personality. Giant monsters do have some intelligence. Giant monsters do like to have things a certain way. So let's say it's a low intelligence monster. It's a giant monster. It lives in this area. So what would a giant disgusting monster have in his chamber? Okay, he may have dead corpses laying around. He may have a poop pile. Yeah, I know. Ha ha ha, poop pile. He may have various shiny things that he's collected along the way, maybe piled up. Maybe they're not worth anything, but to him, it's worth something. Maybe he has an area that he has food piled up that's rotting away, but to him, it's beautiful, glorious food. You want to have the room give the players that punch in the face, especially with a monster like this. They walk in, they smell the odor. They could see the scenes of decapitated bodies, of the heads ripped off because the monster chewed their heads off and left the bodies for food for later. There's a pile on the side that smells like excrement, and in there you can see body parts sticking out, and in the back you see this monster laying on its side and in its own filth, and the stench is so bad you make them roll, so they don't vomit. It's that bad. These are way how you can get the mood going for this room, for this giant monster. As the monster steps forward, you can hear the ground kind of shakes, and he roars as you come into his room. These are things you can do to help make the giant monster trope a little bit more interesting. Your next part of your question, My take on use of music and sound effects to enhance the gaming experience. Uh, I honestly I don't like music in gaming when I'm playing. I There was a couple times that we've done it at, and not the group I'm in right now. Previous groups we did it. We had soundtracks and it just gave me an utter headache. It was just so distracting that I couldn't take it. I was like, dude, turn it off, otherwise I have to go because I'm getting such a migraine from that. And it just didn't work for me. I don't know if music sound effects. I mean, if it's really short, like you step into a room and you hear this music, whatever, and then it stops. Okay, I got it in my head. I got an idea what's playing in the background. Done. I don't need something constantly playing in the background. It's too distracting for me. But that's just me. I mean, people may enjoy that as far as gaming is concerned. As far as sound effects, I don't know. I never really used sound effects while gaming. Most people would like, I just swing my sword and do things like that, and that's perfectly fine. But I guess sound effects would be more for online gaming because it's hard to do that at the table if you're doing face to face, unless you have like a soundboard keyboard next to you and like you have it pre-programmed with sounds and you just like, aha, the wizard, and you can have it on your laptop too. But I think it'd be more effective on one of those electronic keyboards, to be honest. Just reach over and wizard spell fireball, or something cheesy like that. But I mean, online, yeah, it probably would work if you set up macros and everything. I don't mind. It's just the cheesy ones I like. I don't want to hear wah, wah, like a radio talk show while I'm playing D&D. It's just like no, no, and absolutely not. In fact, I turn those sounds off on Discord when people start using them because it's utterly annoying. All right, well, hopefully that answered your questions there, Gina, and it gave you some ideas to at least chew on, because that's what I like to do, give you ideas to chew on, a little yum 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 yum. So, yeah, I look forward to DM Will. Sometime this week, I should have him. I think it's Tuesday. I'm going to be talking to him on the podcast, and we will see more of that. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to head out. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, and God bless everybody.